What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes checking in with a fellow Peruvian. His name's Claudio Puelles. He's going to be fighting Joaquim Silva at the Noche UFC card coming up here on September 13th in San Antonio, Texas. So, Peru versus Brazil, no Mexico involved in this one. Claudio, welcome back to the show. Quick question for you. Where you been, bro? You haven't been fighting much lately. Injuries or time off by your choice?
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, Peru versus Brazil. I've been used to this. I think ever since I started fighting, my coach started getting me these fights with like Brazilian guys since I was 17 professionally. So nothing new in that. People were actually joking about the Noche UFC, calling it Noite UFC because it's like filled with Brazilians.
That's true.
Noite UFC. Now about my activity. Last time I fought, February 2024, I broke my hand. I broke my thumb actually in the fight,
Oh,
and I had surgery after that. I had surgery, let's say in March, and took like about 6 months to recover. Then I started training. I didn't want to fight right away. I told my manager like, let me train maybe like 5 6 months and then get a fight. So fast forward to February this year, I started asking for a fight and I don't know. It took a while. I was ready since like I told them give me something for April, as late as May. May came by, June came by, no news, nothing. I'm like, wow, I'm like in incredible shape. I've been training for like I don't know 6 7 months consistently, and I couldn't get a fight. But I knew Noche UFC was on the horizon. I knew that could be a big possibility, so I just waited. I was trying to stay patient. Like I told you guys, I was ready for a short notice or anything, so I was in pretty good shape. I was pretty good weight. But yeah, opportunity came by and I just took it.
well, that explains that. And not to harp on the subject, but even the fight before that, I think there was 18 months. So
Yeah,
together, it just seems like in 3 years you fought the one time. Luckily, you're only 29 years old, and I guess you do get to improve right while you're training and waiting for a fight because you're not worried about the weight cut. You can actually get better with your techniques, I imagine.
so yeah, just that. Before the fight in Mexico last year, yeah, I
Mhm.
didn't train shit for the fight. I didn't do anything. Like I mean, on the P, I trained for the fight like short notice, like 5 weeks. But before that, I wasn't doing shit. But this time is different. I've been training consistently. Like you said, I've been getting better, focusing on my skills since about October last year. I remember I took I was like coming off my injury, so I was starting to train. I took a DEXA scan, these body scans. They analyze like all your body, and I saw like how bad of a shape I was. I was like,
Oh,
wow, this is unbelievable. Like an athlete, of course I'm being hard on myself, right? But
hmm
I was like, as an athlete, I shouldn't be like this fat. I should be like in shape and everything. So they just took charge of the situation, and it's been like uphill ever since. That was October, so I've been working hard for the past like 8 9 months. I think it's been.
you just made me think because the UFC PI can help with that, right? And I think it's time the UFC invest in a PI in South Florida, don't you?
Yeah, actually, this test that I'm saying, I took it at the PI.
In
So
Vegas.
yes, in Vegas, I take all the chances I can. Since I work with UFC Espanol, I'm often in Vegas, so I try to take advantage the most I can of the Performance Institute. But you're
Mhm.
right, wouldn't be bad. Like Vegas is so far from here. I think all the people in this area of the country, like including like all the New Yorkers and like all this side of the country, would pretty much facilitate their life with a PI.
I think so too. And a lot of people from South America, they stop in Miami
Yeah.
before they go elsewhere as well. I have seen you because I was in Peru in the last 2 years. I've been in Peru quite a bit. I have seen you on the desk doing work there as well. Obviously, you enjoy it and they enjoy having you, but how much have you been able to learn from prepping for fights and watching other fights, watching others do techniques that you may not have thought about or strategies, and now you can apply to your game because of you're looking at through another set of lenses?
Oh, a lot for sure. That's a pretty good question. I like how uh different kind of vision actually working on the desk gave me because before sometimes you watch a fight, and since like you're watching a guy maybe in your weight class, sometimes you're like, oh, this guy, like he's all right, like maybe he's not that good. So I'm not looking at their strong points. I'm just like seeing what I could do. But
Right.
since I'm analyzing the fight, I can't be like that. I gotta like be partial, sorry, impartial. So I'm actually looking at their strong points and trying to point them out. So that kind of makes me able to like study them. Also, let's say before I was maybe only watching the big cards as a fan. Like I wasn't really watching like a lot of the, let's say, like prelims or maybe like smaller shows. So now
Uh-huh.
if I have to work on one, I literally have to study the guys and watch all of the fights, and I mean comment them. And even before the show, I gotta like study some of the guys. So yeah, it gives me like a lot. It's a lot of it's a lot of homework, but I enjoy it. And yeah, you get to watch a lot of it, like very skilled guys, and get and see their strong points.
Can you give an example of a coach or an athlete that you've learned from because of a fight that you had to call? Maybe it was just a moment where you heard an adjustment mid-fight, or hearing a fighter talk in the pre-fight interviews. Can you remember anything that made you think and made you possibly improve?
Maybe like off the top of my head, like that would be a question that I would have like that I would need like a little more time, because it's been a lot. It's for sure been like I've called 47 shows so far.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's say, average 12 fights per show or more.
Yeah.
So, but off the top of my head, I would say I kind of liked the way Tim Welch was coaching Sean
Oh,
O'Malley in
okay.
some of the fights. I
Yeah.
feel they're pretty connected. They train most of their sessions together, so you can tell that. You
Right.
can tell. I've seen some pretty good coaching. So as I said, like I can't recall like the exact words, but I've seen some pretty good coaching things that I was like, wow, like I gotta tell my corner this, like, or try to like treat them like that or whatever. But I've also seen some very bad advice. I've seen some very bad advice that I was like, wow, like I'm nobody to advise people like to switch camps or anything, but that's definitely not what the guy needed to hear in that moment.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I've heard it too. The only thing I can tell you is I am fascinated by the Fighting Nerds team. I'd love to just watch them for 2 or 3 days and see what it is they're doing. They're just fighting at such a high level. I've never met the coach. I've only met Borajo, and I think that's it actually. But I just love the way they've kind of stormed the scene, and all are having success in different weight classes. It's really amazing.
They are pretty good. They are a team that for sure has taken the MMA world by storm. Everybody's like loving them. They're like buying their glasses, their merch, all of that. I'm also excited to see how Borrelio does in that weight class. Like it's pretty tough right now up there. Like the top five guys are all amazing. I don't know if somebody's gonna be able to dethrone Hamzat, but we'll see. Then they have Jan Silva fighting the main event, Noche, the same night
No,
as me.
Noite.
Noite, yeah, Noite. Two Brazilian guys. That's amazing. Um, he's pretty good. I did a little grappling with him. I think he came a couple of days to Killcliff FC. Did a little situational training with him like some months ago. He's
Jean
good.
Silva.
Yeah, John Silva. He's
Oh,
good.
okay. Yeah,
Then they have a guy in my weight class, Rufi. He's
roofing.
gonna fight BSD in France. I
Yeah,
don't
in the
know if
co-main
I don't.
event.
I want to see that, man. I don't know if he has the grappling to get past that fight. We'll see. We'll see. I could be wrong.
All right. Our guest here is Claudio Puelles. He's going to be fighting at the Noite UFC card
Noite.
in San
Okay.
Antonio, Texas. I guess they couldn't get to the Rio de Janeiro arena there. It's funny because as you were talking, I noticed Silva versus Lopez. That's 2. Amanda Limos. That's 3. Rodrigo Cenizando is 4.
The
What
guy
else?
I'm fighting.
Alex Pereira is 5. Yeah, your guy is 6. Holy cow, 7 with
Yeah.
Alessandro Costa.
Yep.
Yeah, 7 Brazilians on that fight card. I'll count how many Mexicans while Goes
It's like
get,
three,
gets you the
three or
next set
four
of
more.
questions. Go ahead, Goes. What do you have for Claudio Puelles?
So, Claudio, throughout the history of the UFC, for people who don't watch it continuously every weekend, when you would see the fighter come up and you see the flag next to them, there's the sort of identity that would come with the flag, right? If you see the Russian flag, you'd probably go, this person's probably got some pretty decent wrestling. If you see the Brazilian flag, you would think, all right, some good grappling here. Now there's a lot of Peruvian fighters, and you guys are all different. But is there one thing that you could point to say, when you see that Peruvian flag, you know this fighter has blank?
Yeah. So as far as first, let me like start breaking down the question a little bit. As far as like techniques, like you said, we're all different. I think there's not like one exact school that people follow. Like let's say maybe Russians or somewhere else, where you would say like wrestling or a martial art. I think our fighting would come with grit. Like we are gonna be in your face. We're gonna be trying to take the fight until the last minute. It doesn't matter if we're losing. I think that's just like the warrior spirit in us, inside us, and yeah, and also like that we haven't had many chances and opportunities before. It's like taken us a lot of time to get into the UFC. Like before myself, Barzola was like the first Peruvian fighter in over like 10 years or something. So it took a lot of time for us to start going to the UFC, and I feel now uh, that we already got a couple guys in, some guys like stayed, some guys not, but we're all part of the history, and I think that motivates people. So I do expect a big wave of talent come from Peru in the next 5 to 7 years. That's what I think. Like highly motivated guys and people that are going to be learning all around the world, because I think that's something. I think MMA and martial arts are universal. It's hard to stay like in one place and get somewhere. Flying around with your team is very important, of course, but going around the world with passion to learn is like one of the most important things I think a fighter should have.
Well, what about this particular fight here? When you envision how it's going to play out, obviously you can't tell us your exact strategy, but do you feel like the beginning will be strategic, very strategic, or do you feel like you guys are going to kind of get to it relatively quickly? Because he can be pretty aggressive at times, and you're kind of coming off the not that long of a layoff, but how do you feel like the beginning of this fight's going to be for?
I don't know, man. We have to wait for that night. I have an idea, but he might have a different one. So if he comes out certain way, I'm gonna have to match that or kind of change the situation a little bit. I think I think it's gonna be a good fight. I would like to finish him in the first round, but of course I would like that. But I don't know. It might be a hard 3 round fight. I'm ready for that. I I don't know, guys, if you remember my last fighting with Fares. I think that was a pretty intense fight. I had a broken hand and I took it on like 5 week notice against a very, very tough guy that I knew that I had trained with before. So yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people just remember the one bad performance that I had at UFC 281, but I don't know. I've always been involved in pretty good, like in pretty tough fights. Never backed down from anyone. Always took every opportunity and every hard fight they gave me. Like never said no to anyone. So I'm ready to get the best version of this guy. Like if he's still the best he can be, I'm ready for that.
You alluded to that one performance, and in our sport, the fans can be pretty brutal. Not that they're not in the NFL or the NBA, but
Mhm.
in mixed martial arts, they're a lot closer to the fighter. There's a lot more access and all that. That particular performance, as a fighter, was it difficult to shake that? Do you feel like you can kind of put that all to bed, or does that kind of linger for a fighter? And I guess I'm asking because psychologically, in the game that you guys play, that plays a big role, right, in a fighter and their profile. How do you feel about that? Are you able to put that aside, or do you feel like you need to maybe get a couple of wins for fans to forget about all that?
I mean, as far as in my mind, like it took me a while to get over that, honestly. Like honestly, like I only got after that and after the next fight I had. Like as soon as I finished that fight, I was like, wow, like I still got it, you know, like even though like they didn't give me the split decision, like I was like, wow, I just fought like 3 hard rounds with a very tough like prospect. So like guy that has been like finishing everybody. So yeah, I think it just took me a while because I didn't get to do anything in that fight, and I had to hear like all the critiques and all that shit, and it was tough for a while. But after that fight, like it all went away. I wish I wouldn't have broken my hand in that fight, in this last fight, because I was right in very good momentum in my head. I was like, wow, I want to fight like in 3 months, and then I found like I broke my hand and I had to wait for a while. But yeah, it's all been like carried over into this next camp. Yeah, great headspace, best shape like ever probably so far. Also, like the age helps, the maturity, the experience, not only in fights but also like in training. Like feel like a lot of people don't think a lot about what they're doing. They're just like in automatic mode in training. So
Mhm.
you gotta think a lot. You gotta see what you're doing right, what you're not, and adjust.
Is there one particular thing, like almost like a career changing moment for you? Like, you know, how you mentioned you went to the PI and you had that test and you came to that realization. What about coaches wise, camps wise, fight wise? Is there one thing that's happened that's kind of like blown your mind and completely changed things in your career for you?
Well, I am for sure doing some things different in my camp. I still train at Killcliff FC in Florida, but that's like my team training, usually like in the mornings. But I've also started working, I think it was this year in February, I think, because we're about like 6 months training together with my new boxing coach. But it's not only like he's my boxing coach, but he also helped me with like a lot of other like aspects in my coaching. His name is Artem Kuzminov, and he's been helping some other guys from my gym. Uh, he's been like really sorry, really helped develop like getting me into like fight shape again and fight like state, because I was like coming off the after the surgery, you know, like you're a little cautious about like things. Also, a new addition to my team is my cousin. He's actually from Peru. We've been training jiu-jitsu like since we were 14. I got him into the gym. Like I got him to train with me when he's like 2 years younger than me. So yeah, I got him training with me, but then I switched to MMA and he stayed in jiu-jitsu. So well, now he's like super good and he's also competing. But he's gonna corner me. He's been helping me he helped me earlier this year. He stayed 2 months here since I told you guys I was looking to fight in February, but they never gave me the fight, so he went back to Peru. And when I got the fight confirmed, he came back. We've been putting some serious work with these two new coaches that I told you, the boxing coach and my cousin. We've been doing really good work. Really looking forward to show you guys some of that on September 13th.
Who's better at jiu-jitsu, you or your cousin?
For sure, him, man.
Oh yeah?
I kind of like, yeah. No, it's different. It's a different focus. Like
Okay.
when these guys uh they only focus on this and study. Like jiu-jitsu is a very interesting martial art or sport, whatever you want to call it, because uh, not always the most athletic guy wins, like in other sports, like the most like athletic gifted guys wins. It's different. Like you gotta be almost kind of like a nerd in some form. Like you gotta be studying, you gotta be looking for like very little like small details that are gonna make you better, and they do make you better. They make you win those little situations because you know what to do in every position, you know how to get out of every situation or attack in every position. So a lot of these like very athletic guys rely on their athletics. They don't want to like look at those little things. So I think that's why a lot of these people excel in jiu-jitsu.
Who's on the Mount Rushmore of MMA leg lockers?
Oh, leg lockers. Wow, I've never thought of that. Um,
So they had to have
well,
fought in MMA multiple times, not from the jiu-jitsu world. They had to have
no,
fought in
yeah,
MMA. Yeah.
of course. Yeah, no, jiu-jitsu guys. Not a single jiu-jitsu guy came to my mind. Well, Uh, I think the top one could be Paul Harris.
Yep.
Toquinho. I think
Mhm.
he kind of made a lot of leg locks like very visible in MMA because of his like uh crazy aggressiveness that actually got him cut from the UFC, which is insane. But I actually met him. I brought him to Peru for a seminar in 2017. He's a very nice guy. I couldn't believe how nice the guy was. I was
Mhm.
surprised. I thought he was gonna be like all aggressive. Like, well, that may be top one. Uh, I think Ryan Hall. I think he had some
Mhm.
very nice heel hooks as well. Some Imanari rolls. Yeah, that one was good. But
Two
it's crazy
more.
because I can't think of many. Like I can't really think of many. I must be missing someone. Like
Well, you got 3, so you got to put you in there.
yeah, well, you guys can put me there. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Oh,
You know.
all right.
I
So
mean,
who's the last one?
by pure stats, I could be there. Yes, because the three was pretty cool. Also four, one more in the Ultimate Fighter. Um, last one could be. I don't know. The Walter Walker, he's been doing nice work with the heel hooks, of
Yeah,
course.
Oh,
true.
that's a good one. I didn't think of that. I was thinking Dean Lister, old school.
Oh, did he? Well, he was. I know he has some amazing leg locks in ADCC. I saw him, but I haven't really watched his fights, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't say.
Yeah, and then the other one I thought of was, did you ever see when Alan Belcher fought Toquinho?
Oh, I remember that fight perfectly.
He prepped
Yes,
really, really well for that fight, and you could tell he almost, like you could say, broke Toquinho because
he
Toquinho
did.
couldn't get to him, and
Oh, he
uh,
did.
yeah.
He
So,
countered beautifully. All the
uh-huh.
jiu-jitsu, like I remember, like before that fight, how I saw like a video of him like training all this jiu-jitsu in order to like counter Toquinho, and he did. It was perfect. Like the fight was perfect. I saw him like recently. Like he's huge now. He's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
Belcher, yeah,
guy,
he's fighting bare
yeah,
knuckle,
Mhm.
right?
the guy's a heavyweight. I saw him like kill Cliff like I don't know sometime like a year ago or less. I don't remember. But yeah, he's fighting bare knuckle. He's like a boxer now. But I can't believe because he has so good jiu-jitsu. I'm like, you should be fighting MMA.
Mm. Yeah, you're right. I looked up Dean. Dean got a lot of it done on the local scene before he got to the UFC. So maybe he misses out on Walker because I think Walker's got 3 now or something like that.
In a row.
Yeah.
So also a heavyweight, which you touch your legs and there's that. But um, well, it's pretty much like also like my some of mine were like very fast, so hard to counter even if you're good. But some of them were also like guys just didn't had a clue of what to do. Like they
Mm,
just some guys don't know how to defend, and it's not like a heel hook where you can just like instinctively start rolling away. You start like rolling and you get out. Like knee bars are pretty tight. Like once it's like locked in,
mhm.
you're not gonna roll away of that. Like you gotta actually know how to defend it. It's pretty hard, even for someone who knows. Fully locked in Nivar is not an easy submission to escape.
Yeah. Last question: if you're the Prince of Peru, who's the King of Peru?
Me in the future.
Ah,
So
okay. Good
yeah, that's
answer.
how it is. That's how it is. I mean, yeah, I think yeah, that's the only answer possible. Like there's not another one. But
I
yeah,
looked it up, and I guess Peru did have a king in the 1500s named Atahualpa or something like that.
Atahualpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Inca.
And then I thought, I don't know if you're cool with the homies from PMAC. I guess Pinedo, to be fair, does have a belt. Maybe he's it. I don't know. He seems like a nice guy. And it
Yeah,
looks
those
like
are all my boys.
you all root for each other, and that's real cool too.
They're all my boys. I'm cool, of course, with like all the guys from Peru, like Ochoa, Bedoya, like all the other guys that are not from PMAC, but I love the PMAC boys. Like I don't know if you guys knew, but I came out of that gym
Yeah.
with Coach Ivan Iberico, the
Rico.
Pitbull. Yeah, they are like second family. I I moved here like 4 years ago, but I've done camps with them even while living here, and Pineda took me to all his championship run in PFL 2023. I was with him in the corner. We
Mhm.
went to Saudi Arabia last year as well. He was gonna fight, but he ended up pulling. He had some medical things, but we went all the way to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, those are my guys.
Mhm. They've been going to Arequipa recently to get the altitude training, like
Yeah,
8,000 feet. You know how Denver's the mile high city, and that's only 5,280 feet. this is like 1.5 times that.
It's crazy. I fought in the same altitude, Mexico City, like Asa Arequipa. 3 times I fought in there. I don't like it. I don't want to fight there ever again. I already did 3, so I think that's a fair share for my lifetime.
You're done like Joe Pyfer with Mexico?
Yeah, pretty much. But I already fought 3 times. He didn't fight a single time. I think he just like that fight. He didn't get to fight. He got food poisoning or something.
Something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, who knows?
Hey, it's always fun to chat with you. And I thought of one more. What is your order at the Peruvian restaurant? What's your favorite order? Let's say you're out of camp and you can just indulge.
Well, okay, I gotta divide this question into parts. One would be when I'm eating at a Peruvian restaurant in the States,
Okay.
and the other one would be in Peru because I feel it's kind of different. Here it's kind of like a more general. They have like let's say everything in one restaurant in most places. So what I've been really enjoying, and I would strongly advise you guys to try it if you haven't, is the risotto a la huancaína con lomo saltado.
I've had something similar.
Wow.
Okay.
I've had the huancaína sauce with lomo, and I think it was on
With pasta?
fettuccine or something like that.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's amazing. That one is almost the same. But if you can, if they have it, also try that risotto one. Is amazing.
Okay.
Then if I'm in Peru, I probably go for a little more seafood because I think the seafood here is like a little. I think they've frozen it before, so I'm not saying it's bad. But when you have like fresh seafood, then you know it's like they just how you say they took no they just fish it that same day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When they just fish it, like it's like really fresh,
Mhm.
and you can have like a fresh ceviche. I would have a ceviche, then I would like share some chicharrón in the table, and then get a arroz con mariscos, like all seafood.
Nice.
Like it has to be seafood for sure. I just love that.
I thought of one more. I apologize for taking so much time of your day. We're almost at a half hour.
No, it's fine.
Name one fighter that you've turned onto Peruvian food and now they love it. Can you think of someone? I'm sure you've gone with your homies, right?
Well, so I can think of one. I didn't get him into Peruvian food, but because he started like when I met Esteban Ribovics, you know him, the Argentinian.
Yeah,
He's been like
Argentinian guy, yeah.
getting in some crazy big fights lately, some fight of the night performances. He's my boy. When I first met him, that was like right before he got into the UFC. He was Contender Series. He was in Contender Series, so he was working at this Peruvian restaurant when I met him, and I started going to the restaurant and to that same place because he was really close to my house. He was living in the area too, and yeah, we would just like start eating there. Like he was working there sometimes, but we were also eating there at the same place on the weekends. And yeah, he eats a lot and I eat a lot, so we would have some very nice meals over there.
What about the two Michaels, Michael Johnson, Michael Chandler? You haven't talked them into it?
No, not
They're
really.
Midwest guys. They like potatoes and beef. You would think it'd be
I-
easy, the lomo saltado, to convince them.
I don't know if Michael Johnson maybe like I don't know
Henry
if we've ever.
Hooft, you talk him into it?
I've sent him some arroz con marisco before.
Oh, good.
Him and his wife they sent me Thai food once, so like I returned the favor with some arroz con mariscos. I don't remember if they liked it. I'm assuming yes, but this was years ago. This was like in 2021. That's why I can't really like recall it perfectly. But hey, you just gave me a good idea, man. I'm gonna make some Instagram series like giving like
Yeah,
fighters
take one of
That'd
your
be cool.
Peruvian food.
Cliff guys out and see what they think. Film it.
That's a good idea. That's a pretty good idea because like you get like all the cultures in the world in Kilcliff. Like there's so many people from all over the world that I'm sure a lot of them haven't tried it.
Mm-hmm. My man, thank you so much for the time. We really appreciate it, and good luck with the rest of your camp. Staying healthy, safe weight cut, and of course, a great fight against Joaquim Silva at Noite UFC. Just kidding, folks. Noche UFC, Mexican American Independence Day. Maybe not the exact day. It's the 16th of September. This takes place on the 13th in San Antonio, Texas. All right, Claudio, take care, my man.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.